Hi guys, this is Dean. Today we're gonna talk about dashboards in Koyfin. So in the previous videos we were looking at watch lists and then screeners on Koyfin and how they all interact with different features in Koyfin. Well, one of the main features that watch lists interacts with the other parts of Koyfin is with the dashboards. You can build dashboards. Now, before we start, I must tell you that if you're interested, you can get 20% off the Koyfin paid plans in the link in the description. So, what kind of dashboards you can build? Well, you can really the sky is the limit here. You're only limited to your imagination. As you can see on the screen right now, I have a dashboard I created. Now, interestingly enough, it is not a dashboard made up of financial instruments. It's actually economic data points. And really that's the power, and that's I guess the part that's underutilized by Koyfin users is the economic data capabilities, really. For example, As an example, I decided to make a watch list of Australian import and export data. And then I created 3 boxes where I'm pulling in the same watch list, and each of these charts is then connected to each corresponding list and then populates the data visually. So, for example, on the left here, I have selected the data for Australian imports of iron and steel, but I could change that to Australian imports of machinery and transport equipment. And as you can see, the data will populate automatically instantly. Same on the left here, I could change this to another import category, and then I could compare. So I'm obviously looking within the borders of Australia here, but as you can imagine, you can go cross-country. Really, the sky's the limit. For example, the main idea I was having here was to compare the imports and exports of a specific category of goods within Australia, and then display both, because now right now on these 2 settings they are displayed as a single item, but on the right here I can pull more than one. I can pull multiple items and compare the percentages growth of each. So this is an idea you can start to implement on your Koyfin account. Really, you can go every country you want. All the data, by the way, is taken from Trading Economics with an API between Koyfin and Trading Economics. So the library is absolutely huge. It's insane. Now, I was thinking maybe we could build a dashboard together so you really appreciate and understand how this works, and then you can really take it home with you and build your own. So I have another dashboard. You're allowed to have 2 dashboards in the free account. So I've created this one, which is called French Equities, and it's an old version of what I previously showed you. So we're gonna delete all this and start fresh. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna pull this list to here, and I'm gonna reduce this list to here. I already have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna do. As you can see, you can highlight to add a component here. We're not gonna do that though. We're gonna pull this one up to the top like so, and we're going to delete this, and we're gonna pull this one like so. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my other watch list, which is French Industrial, which I created from my screener. I didn't plot in or inputted in manually all these stocks. I basically did a screener of equities in France, specifically in the industrial sector. And then I saved it as a watch list, and therefore now I have it as a watch list, which I can then use to build a dashboard. So I'm going to put it in both my list presence. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put multiples here and singles here. I'm going to change this one to be A, and so A meaning is going to be connected to this one, and then this one is going to be connected to B. So whatever I select here is going to be connected here, whatever I select here is going to be here. So let's see if it works. Let me close this. I have groups here, so if I select here, I'm gonna maybe remove the group here. If I put sector, okay, yeah, we're in industrials. This is all the French industrials. So if I just select one, it should populate it. So we have the price here, and I'm going to change this. And then here, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to put this as A and this as B. Okay. And this should make sense if I select multiple. Okay. Now, I want to change this chart to be a, so I'm going to delete it actually, and I'm going to select the chart called performance graph here. So I'm going to add performance graph. Okay, perfect. So now when I select these stocks, and I'm gonna ask to be, actually I'm gonna select industries, and maybe I'll select the commercial services and supplies. So if I select all of these, it will show me the 1 year performance for all of these. Now I just need to remove this. It was the Australian export there. Now it's starting to looking good. So we can see the performance, the above performance of certain stocks over 1 year against others. For example, PLX Pulse has really underperformed the other constituent of the commercial services and supply sector is industry in the French market by 37% compared to the others. Very interesting to have it, to be able to display it like this. Now I want to display more information on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my charts here, my historical charts, and I'm going to select fundamentals, right? So we have the fundamentals chart that I saved. This is one of my settings, and I'm going to add a couple of things. Maybe I'll add, sorry, you have to go to metric. Maybe I'll add margin. Gross profit margin for the year, and I want to display it as a bar. Okay, what else? I don't want to see the historical price, and maybe we'll add more metrics, like, let's see what the popular selections are. The free cash flow per share, annual. Again, I wanted to see it as a column, and that should automatically save itself. If I go back to my French equities dashboard, and here I'm going to delete this because this is normalized performance. I'm going to add a new component. I'm going to select historical graph. Okay. And I'm going to select here. If you click here, you just select your chart template fundamentals. This is the chart template I have. And it should display. Okay, it's because I need to change the group selection to B. And there we go. And if I change this to monthly and I want to see a 10-year. Perfect. There you go. Now it's starting to look like something. So if I, for example, scroll down to my PLX Plus, which has been underperformed by 37%. So if I go down to my commercial services supply industry, I find it here. If I select it, it will populate the data here. Now it looks like it's a recent company, so we only have 3 years data, but since it started, it's not looking good. What else do we have? If we, you can scroll down through the companies and it will populate. We can even do a 20-year. It's probably more meaningful to have a look at it. And so here, as you can see, I can add the labels again. The yellow is the total sales. The blue is the basic EPS. The orange line here is the next 12-month PE ratio. The purple is the gross profit margin. So we can analyze that the gross profit margin is around the 15 to 20% mark. And I don't remember what this was. This was the free cash flow. The free cash flow per share. Now you can put any variables in there, right? You could move it around if you want to. And as I said, you can basically go through these stocks, look at them visually, look at the data points visually, as well as on the performance side. You're starting to understand the capabilities here, right? That's what dashboards can do. It's pretty insane what you're able to do thanks to Koyfin. So guys, I let you play around with Koyfin, build your own dashboards. Don't forget to take advantage of the economic data as well. What I could do here is I could put the PMIs. So I could have the Purchasing Managers Index, which you can find for different countries. You can have different constituent of the PMI, for example, the services, the manufacturing, the building permits, the yield. You can really build a macro dashboard, as well as for example here, scrolling through down at the industry level, looking at comparisons between the stocks very quickly, and then you can therefore do further research, further deep dive. But this is a great place to start if you want to have that macro overview, and you can build obviously a dashboard for each market, because every market has its own idiosyncrasies. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, the sky is really the limit here. So I really invite you to go out and build your own dashboards, and don't hesitate to comment if you found other things that were useful that you can share with us. That'd be great. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.